Construction site is one of the most dangerous workplace among many other jobs. In 2020 alone, the U.S. construction workers' fatalities is as high as 3.5%, totaling 4,764 deaths, resulting in workers died in every 111 minutes according to U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. As even rigorous training, following proper safety protocols and diligence on the job will go a long way in reducing the number of fatal injuries. But hey, there are still jobs that even with proper safety protocols, the possibilities of fatalities is sky high and almost unavoidable, and because of this, the pay is also generously very handsome. Today, we will disclose some of the most dangerous job in the construction site that most of the contractor won't tell the public. Borewell diver. From the name of this job, it is not difficult for us to tell, or at least has guessed, that this job is actually related to diving. We all are well acknowledged that in all construction projects, foundation is particularly important. Hence, piling are required. In some cases where driven pile is not advisable, we need board pile. Board pile is kinda different compared to the conventional driven pile where the borewell is augered and then fresh concrete is poured into the borewell to form some sort like a pile, connecting on structure on top with the bedrock at the bottom. The advantages of board pile over conventional driven pile is the contractor can make a very big and deep board pile according to different situations, as compared to the driven pile where the diameter and length is fixed. Hence, board pile is normally more favorable in high-rise building or megastructures where the loading is very high. However, during the construction of the board pile, the very expensive auger head will sometimes be stuck or missing underground. This makes the construction cannot be proceeded and needs someone to go inside the borewell and retrieve the auger head. Then, here comes the person who we called borewell diver to dive in the borewell, which is full with underground water, to look for the auger head. The job of borewell diver although is simple, but it is highly dangerous. Try to imagine to dive in the mud, where visible is almost zero and the searching process has to be carried out blindedly. What a borewell diver can do is simply search by using hand touch. A fresh dug borewell is very unstable. The wall of the well can be collapsed any moment, and if in the middle of searching, the wall collapse, normally there's nothing the rescuer from the ground surface can do to rescue the diver. Even if the wall is not collapsing, there's a high tendency that the large chunks of rock or aggregates will fall into the well that possess danger to the operating diver. To avoid this, the diver has to move quick. In and out immediately, once the auger is retrieved. The job is not only required the diver to have very good diving skill, but also good mentality.
You have been slain.
It requires much more energy to get this job done compared to diving in Red Island. And because the danger of the nature of this job, the pay is very handsome. It is said that an approximately $20,000 will be paid for each dive, and if the diver never resurfaces again, the family of the diver will be paid up to $200,000. Hence, there are still many people are willing to risk for this job. Logger. In every construction project, site clearing is always needed before the construction begins. When we talk about site clearing, logger is the person who we rely to. Maybe not many people knows that actually logger is a high-risk job. According to the statistic reported by EHS today, a total of 97 logger died in every 10,000. And why this job is dangerous? This is mainly due to trees are grown on slopes or uneven ground surface. It can't never be expected in which direction that the tree will fell or when it will fell. Most of the death of the loggers are mainly due to fallen trunks after cut. In addition, the trunks cutter that the logger operates are also very dangerous and sharp. It can not only cut open the trees but also the personnel who operated it. Some of these sites, before it is cleared, are actually deep jungle, the lighting is poor and sometimes, there's tendency also to encounter deadly wildlife, such as tiger, snake, elephants or even poisonous plantations. All of these pose danger to the site clearing logger. In the event of emergency, say logger got injured, the rescue will be difficult because these sites are normally inaccessible. No roads, no infrastructures, hence it is hard to send the injured logger to the medical on time. Despite the risk, a logger in average can earn about $30,000 yearly. Underwater welder. When we are in primary school, our teacher always reminds us not to use a wet hand to touch the electrical switches. Why? That is because water is a good induction medium to electricity. Wet hand will induce the high voltage current to our body through water as medium. Ironically, an underwater welder is required to handle these two things at the same time. They need to do welding work underwater, for example, the repairing of pipelines, dam, and so on. Aside from the risk of being current shocked, an underwater welder also needed to prepare for unexpected underwater explosion, oxygen supply equipment malfunctioning, different water pressure that may kill them. And if unfortunately a welder is stuck underwater, then the risk to be drowned is very high. It is said that the death rate of this job is as high as 400% compared to other construction workers. Sewer inspector. The sewer inspector is the site personnel who ensure the smooth operation of an underground sewer. They are required to walk or crawl around underground sewer in order to inspect any problem of the sewer, which including cracks, clogging, and so on. The nature of their job not only required them to work around feces water, but sometimes they need to submerge under them. Ew! Try to imagine to swim in the dirty water with all those feces and rubbish. The experience is totally different compared to swimming in a nice swimming pool. In the sewer, sometimes the sewer inspector will find not only poop, rats, bugs, reptiles, and sometimes the dead body of animal, or even a human. However, these jobs nowadays are being carried out advanced technology and no men are longer required to go down the sewer. But in some developing countries, they are still largely needed. High scaler. High scalers are the construction workers who abseiled the canyon walls to prepare the surface for the concrete pour. They performed the most audacious tasks, rappelling along the sheer cliffs, stripping them clean of any loose rocks and scree fields that often broke loose and killed workers below. High scaler is needed when no cranes could adequately remove all the debris, held only by slender ropes. They scrambled across the towering walls like monkeys, carrying their tools and water bags. Once suspended in their wing-like seats bolted to the rock, they pulled out heavy jackhammers, drilled holes, and sometimes inserted dynamited. In big city, high scaler is used to do routine maintenance for high-rise buildings and window cleaning. Is there any other dangerous construction jobs that you know? You're welcome to comment below. I see you again in the next video.